Good evening. This meeting of January 12, 2015 of the Dubuque Community School District Board of Education is called to order. Our mission is to develop world-class learners and citizens of character in a safe and inclusive learning community. A roll call, please.
Mr. Barton?
Here.
Mr. Byteen?
Present.
Mr. Donahue?
Here.
Mr. Prohaska?
Here.
Ms. Ryan?
Here.
Ms. Seeger? Here. Mr. Strelo?
Here.
Great, thank you. We're very excited this evening to have Mr. Ferguson and a group of Eisenhower students to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And they promised to use their outside voices so everyone would hear them. Perfect.
Anna Gale, 5th grade.
Kurt Saunders, 4th grade.
Cade Reisner, 4th grade.
Nicholas Graham, 4th grade. James Wood, 3rd grade. Camille Behrens, 5th grade.
Isabella David, 4th grade.
Cecilia Darter, 5th grade.
Eliza Soppy, 3rd grade. Ava Cobb, 3rd grade.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Great job.
Mr. President, I move that the Board of Education approve the agenda as submitted.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the agenda as submitted. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. President, I move that the Board of Education approve the minutes of the regular meeting on December 8th and the special meeting on December 11th, 2014 as submitted.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the minutes of the regular meeting on December 8th and the special meeting on December 11th, 2014 as submitted. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Brings us to board salutes. Mr. Prohaska.
Yes, I have a couple of board salutes. This probably has been in the media before, but I'd like to, we have a special recognition of a second grade teacher in Sageville. The teacher's name is Ann Johnson. She's one of 5 finalists for the Presidential Award for Excellence in Math and Science Education.
Rick, could you leave that door open, please? Sorry.
So I'd like to recognize her for her achievements in being selected for this. I'd also like to commend the Dubuque Labor Council and all the other entities, Dubuque Community School District, NICC. They're involved in setting up the Career Exploration Fair on January 6th prior to the Hempstead Senior basketball game. It probably it was kind of a bad night, but overall the concept is very good to get our local businesses showing what type of jobs are available to our students. So overall, philosophically, I think it's a great idea. I hope they continue with that career fair program.
Great. Thank you very much. Any others? All right. Looks like we've got a, excuse me, a public hearing on the proposed sale of a 1998 International dump truck. Mr. Burkhardt, come walk us through that.
Good evening, everyone. Buildings and Grounds is coming forward this evening to recommend selling the district's 1998 International dump truck. It was purchased 5 or 6 years ago to haul snow and salt, and the salt's finally taken its toll in the frame. Therefore, Transportation is recommending we retire the 16-year-old vehicle. We advertised it on a new electronic site similar to eBay. It's called govdeals.com. And we expected to get bids of $5,000, but we received a bid from a person in Shenandoah, Iowa for $8,050. There were 2 ads placed to meet the requirements in the Telegraph Herald November 26th and December 3rd. describing the items for sale and directing people to the GovDeals auction site. There is a 7% commission, but that is paid by the buyer on top of the $8,050. So if you were to approve that sale this evening, that person will come this week and pick the vehicle up.
I move the Board of Education receive and file proof of publication, notice of public hearing of the proposed sale of the 1998 International Dump Truck and authorize payment of the legal notice publication cost to the Telegraph Herald.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education receive and file proof of publication of the notice of public hearing on the proposed sale of a 1998 International Dump Truck and authorize payment of the legal notice publication costs to the Telegraph Herald. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I move the Board of Education open the public hearing to allow public comment.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education open the public hearing to allow public comments. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there anyone in the chamber who's wishing to make a public comment regarding this sale?
I move the Board of Education close the public hearing and return to regular session.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education close the public hearing and return to regular session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
I move the Board of Education approve the sale of a 1998 International Dump Truck to Trent T. Meyer, SWIA parking lot maintenance for $8,050.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the sale of a 1998 International Dump Truck to Trent T. Meyer, SWIA parking lot maintenance for $8,050. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Move the Board of Education suspend the rules of order and go into open forum.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education suspend the rules of order and go into open forum. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Are there any persons in attendance wishing to address the board at this time?
I move the Board of Education reinstate the rules of order and return to regular session.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education reinstate the rules of order and return to regular session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
I move the Board of Education approve those items listed in the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve those items listed in the consent agenda. Are there any board members wishing to have anything removed from the consent agenda for separate discussion? Not hearing any. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's approved. Thank you. All right, that brings us to Facility Sports Services Committee report. Ms. Seeger.
Good evening. We have a few motions. Just about everything else that we discussed at Facilities Support Services was either in the consent agenda, or the dump truck. So I'll move on with the motions. I move that the Board of Education receive and approve the June 30th, 2014 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education receive and approve the June 30th, 2014 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
I move that the Board of Education approve the boundary realignment for Tyra Lane, Miners Lane, North Cascade Road, and Timberhurst Estates Subdivision Extension.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the boundary realignment for Tyra Lane, Miners Lane, North Cascade Road, and Timberhurst Estates Subdivision Extension. Do you want to?
Sure.
Just
Very
briefly discuss
briefly,
that.
this is a minor change to our boundaries. Timberhurst Estates is extending out to North Cascade Road. The current Timberhurst Estates is in the Table Mound, Washington Senior District, so this change will make that whole subdivision in the Table Mound, Washington Senior Subdivision. While we were doing that, there are two other small areas, Tyra Lane, Miners Lane, and a small section of North Cascade Road that seems to make sense. There are currently Hoover, Roosevelt, Senior. There are no current students there. There's one at Senior, but obviously seniors in both cases, so there are no elementary or middle school students in those subdivisions currently, so no current students are affected. We did notify all of the folks who live there, 7 houses total, so it's not a large group. None contacted us with comments or concerns. So very minimal change to the boundary.
Great.
But it does put a significant new subdivision in. So you're asking why do it? The Timberhurst makes sense to have that all at one place. Plus, there is the potential large number of lots there, and Roosevelt is crowded or full as it is, and so to make that part of the Washington Middle School district made sense, especially since it was prior to any. It conformed with what was already happening at Timberhurst, and those lots hadn't been sold, so people knew prior to buying or building where their students would go to school.
Perfect. Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
I move that the Board of Education tentatively approve the plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimate of total cost for the senior high school stone repointing project, and set the date, time, and location as March 9th, 2015 at 5:30 p.m. at the Forum, 2300 Cheney Road, Dubuque, Iowa, for a hearing thereon, and further authorize the advertisement for competitive bids.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education tentatively approve the plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimate of total cost for the senior high school stone reporting project, and set the date, time, and location as March 9th, 2015 at 5:30 p.m. at the Forum, 2300 Cheney Road, Dubuque, Iowa, for a hearing thereon, and further authorize the advertisement for competitive bids. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
I move that the Board of Education approve the quarterly budget report.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the quarterly budget report. Mr. Keller, you want to present that, and then we'll vote on it.
Good evening, board members and Superintendent Rangans. 3 topics I want to talk to you about tonight in regards to the quarterly budget. On page 232 of your packet lists the expenditures for all of the funds. I wanted to bring your attention to, in particular, the sales tax fund. If you look at the budget amount, it shows, or the percentage of budget amount, it shows that it's overspent. The reason for that is because in the sales tax fund for encumbrances includes the total Hempstead project PO. Obviously that's over multiple years, but that amount total for the project is listed there, even though we're not going to spend all the money in this fiscal year. So that's the reason it shows a deficit there. Next point is on page 241 of your packet. Has to do with the general fund total revenue, which is at the top of that page. It shows for year-to-date, 6 months in, we have about 48% of the total budgeted amount. The reason it's not 50 is because we receive our state aid in 10 payments. Those start in September. So for the first 6 months, we've only received 4 payments from them. That's why it's less than 50%. We'll get 6 more months in the second half of the year. The last item I wanted to bring to your attention was same page, the total sales tax revenue. You see it's significantly lower than the budget amount. That's because tomorrow we will be receiving sales tax bonds that you approved last month. That revenue will get recorded in January, which will bring the percentage received up considerably. Those are the 3 talking points ahead for the quarterly budget. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any further discussion on the quarterly budget report? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Educational Programs Policy Strategy Committee report, Mr. Prohaska.
I'll give you a short recap of our what we had at our meeting, our committee meeting. Basically, the activities report was kind of abbreviated. We'll have a fuller activities report at our next committee meeting. We had a report from Rosie Warder regarding the meeting between DHS in Des Moines and the school districts in regard to the educational responsibility and the models to be used and the financial responsibility for students who are placed in residential settings. And the legislature probably is going to make a change somewhat in this respect, but we'll just have to wait and see what transpires. We also had Mr. Olson gave us an update on the 21st century professional learning model, and also the Senior Plus plans, which basically allows our students to participate in co-curricular programs, post-secondary courses, and AP courses. And we have a tremendously large number of students that are involved in our concurrent courses. In the first semester we had 174 students enrolled. These are like courses that are concurrent with NICC. And then our AP classes, or AP students, total in senior in Hempstead, these were probably a multiple number of students, but we had 1,047 enrolled in AP course sections. So it's good to see that our seniors have these experiences outside of the normal classroom setting and are challenged with their academics. Then we basically reviewed some of the policies. The employee conflict of interest policy, the notification of the felony conviction policy, the teaching about religions policy, and the new policy this year about honesty, employee honesty. So that was a recap of our meeting. The other item that was discussed, and I'm going to make a motion on this, but before we make a motion, Mr. Reingans, if you'd like to make a comment in regard to the school calendar, because again, in the legislature, there is a move to push back the start of school, and the guidelines or conditions for allowing for exemption are purportedly being changed to some extent. Mr. Reingans, would you like to comment on this before I make a motion about our calendar meeting?
Sure. Essentially, you covered it. You probably all know we received a letter from the Department of Ed in December, about the 15th, I believe, telling us that exemptions to school start date would no longer be automatically accepted. Up to that point, 98% of the school districts in the state had an exemption to start prior to the Monday in which the first day of September starts, which is what I believe the statute calls for. But also in that letter we were told we would receive further guidance from the Department of Ed in regards to school calendars and particularly exemptions. We have not received that guidance. I sent an email to Director Buck on Thursday asking him about the timeline. He was hopeful that would happen yet this week. So in the meantime, we've drafted multiple versions of calendars. We've got 6 or so calendars waiting or just drawn up so that when we receive the guidance, we can pretty quickly analyze the calendars we've developed in regard to the guidance and then make some recommendations both to the board and the community. But the timeline's important to us with February 9th potentially being the public hearing. Our practice has been, at least the last couple of years, to share draft versions of that calendar with as many stakeholders as we can. So certainly the board will have input on that, as well as administrators, the DEA, as well as other teachers. But also we would like to get it on our website as early as possible. I think last year we gave about a week or so window for folks to make comment on that, and they did. We received, I don't remember, but well over 1,000 comments on the calendar. So we're hopeful to receive that guidance so that we can put a draft out there and give the community members an opportunity to give us some feedback. But we know that it's important for folks trying to plan their year, especially if from a vacation standpoint with work, if they need to know that date, those calendar dates sooner as opposed to later. We will get it out to you as quickly as we can. Hopefully a month from now we'll be able to finalize the calendar.
So I assume that probably at our next committee meeting we'll be receiving some drafts of potential calendars.
Yeah, you'll see some things prior to that, but at the next subcommittee meeting is when we will determine what the recommendation to the full board will be.
And I noticed also that in one of the emails that I believe is Waukee or some other school district, they just went ahead and adopted their calendar.
Several school districts
Anyway,
already have
they-
calendars
right.
established, some prior to the December 15th, and some have moved ahead even after December 15th, just saying, well, we'll wait and see. I didn't want to do that because there is a level of confusion when you have multiple drafts of a calendar
Yes.
out there,
Yeah.
and that does create some problems for folks when they don't know the specific calendar. So we try not to create confusion, so we're going to try and wait for that guidance. If by the end of the week we don't have it, we may have to move forward as well.
One of the things this year that was kind of there was positive feedback about, at least in the secondary, was at the ending the semester at the holiday break, so to speak. Kids didn't have to worry about having final exams after Christmas holiday vacation, and I noticed that was a lot of the strategy of some of the school districts, as far as having their calendar aligned with the college calendar, as well as this business about having the semester end before or at Christmas. So I guess that all remains to be seen.
Yeah, absolutely. There are 1,000 different pieces to be considered with the calendar, and certainly our collaboration with NICC, Loras, Clark, University of Dubuque is foremost in our thoughts with start dates, wanting to match their calendar to the extent we can.
I guess I'm probably ready to make a motion here. I move that the Board of Education set the date, time, and location for a public hearing on the 2015-16 school calendar for February 9th, 2015 at 5:30 p.m. at the Forum, 2300 Cheney Road, Dubuque, Iowa.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education set the date, time, and location for a public hearing on the 2015-16 school calendar for February 9th, 2015 at 5:30 p.m. at the Forum, 2300 Cheney Road, Dubuque, Iowa. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We've got some proclamations tonight. If the board is so inclined, I'd like to read the proclamation, then we could maybe make the motion to approve this. The first proclamation is honoring Martin Luther King Jr. The proclamation reads, whereas school council, or excuse me, I'll get the right one. We have one on school counselors too, so hang tight. Whereas on Sunday, January 18th, 2015, our community will celebrate the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., beginning with a gathering at Jackson Park at 12:45 p.m. and a march to Prescott Elementary School to witness the awards in the annual NAACP Tribute Contest. And whereas on Monday, January 19th, the annual Martin Luther King Jr. birthday breakfast will be held at the Grand River Center at 7:30 a.m. When keynote speaker Margaret Hong will present Human and Civil Rights Movement of Today, What We as a Society Can Do. And whereas in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the King Center is urging people to reject all forms of hatred, bigotry, and prejudice while pledging to do everything in their capacity to make America and the world a place where equality and justice, freedom, and peace will grow and flourish. And whereas we invite all citizens to join in keeping his dream alive by joining in the celebrations, dedicating their lives to creating the community of Dr. King's dream, and pledging a nonviolent way of life in their dealings with all people. Now, therefore, I, Michael J. Donahue, on behalf of the Dubuque Community School District Board of Education, do hereby proclaim January 18 and 19, 2015 as days of great celebration in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Signed this 12th day of January 2015.
I move that the Board of Education approve the proclamation honoring Martin Luther King Jr. and authorize the President and Secretary to sign on behalf of the Board.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the proclamation honoring Martin Luther King Jr. and authorizing the President and Secretary to sign on behalf of the Board. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Yeah, Chrissy Johnson, our equity coordinator, is here to.
Great. There you go. It's all official.
Many great people, thank you.
Absolutely. All right, it's not a surprise anymore. We have a proclamation for our National School Counseling Week. Whereas school counselors are employed in the Dubuque Community School District to help students reach their full potential, and whereas school counselors are actively committed to helping students explore their abilities, strengths, interests, and talents as these traits relate to career awareness and development, and whereas school counselors help parents focus on ways to further the educational, personal, and social growth of their children. And whereas school counselors work with teachers and other educators to help students explore their potential and set realistic goals for themselves, and whereas school counselors seek to identify and utilize community resources that can enhance and complement comprehensive school counseling programs and help students become productive members of society. And whereas comprehensive developmental school counseling programs are considered an integral part of the educational process that enables all students to achieve success in school. Now therefore, I, Michael J. Donahue, on behalf of the Dubuque Community School District Board of Education, do hereby proclaim February 2nd through the 6th, 2015 as National School Counseling Week, signed this 12th day of January 2015.
I move that the Board of Education approve the National School Counseling Week proclamation and authorize the President and Secretary to sign on behalf of the Board.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the National School Counseling Week proclamation and authorize the President and Secretary to sign on behalf of the Board. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I know we're joined by Stephanie Weber, a counselor at Carver Elementary, and Deb Klein, a counselor at Eisenhower. Please come forward. Stephanie, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
My wife always speaks so highly of both of you, so thank you for what you do.
I move that the Board of Education take no further disciplinary action related to student number 714674 at this time.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education take no further disciplinary action related to student 714674 at this time. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. That brings us to our agenda item. Any board member comments, issues, discussion?
I would just like to say I thought the last strategic planning meeting with everybody was really good and beneficial, and I would just encourage the staff especially to keep the foot on the gas pedal and innovate wherever possible. I think the thing that came out crystal clear to me was that this board is very open to trying new things and trying to figure out the best possible way to get the most out of our kids and quite frankly get the most out of our taxpayer dollars. So I just encourage everybody on staff to keep poking the box.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Strelo. Any others? Administrative issues?
Not at this time.
All right, great. Preview of our upcoming board meeting.
Well, hopefully, if all stars align, we will be picking a 2015-16 school calendar at our February 9th board meeting. That's probably the biggest thing that'll be on that agenda. And then later in February, we have another board update for the strategic plan.
Absolutely. Great. Good. No other issues, no other comments? We are adjourned. Thank you.